back to the SA Sports Show. Time to talk Southern Footy League, Timmy. They haven't started yet.
No, good.
They're very close. They're very close. But I tell you, mate, last year was a fantastic year. It really was a great year. Last week we had the Cobra coach sitting in with us, the mighty Cove Footy Club, of which Greg Anderson and myself have both been at the helm.
Right, yeah.
Me bottom, him top. But that's okay. But joining us, as always, is the president of the Southern Footy League, Craig Warman. Hey, mate.
Good. How are you, boys?
I'm going really well. We're all good, mate. Now, we're close to start now. Now, there were some trial games on the weekend, I believe. And I think my team might have got off to a bit of a flyer.
Well, Ray was pretty chuffed. He played Mount Compass on the weekend and got up with a victory. So, some good results in the trial games leading into the season, which starts a week after Easter.
Yeah. Okay. So the Cobbers had a win. Did they all play the other footy league?
No,
Great Southern?
they're a bit of a mixed bag, but the ones that did play, our friends in the Great Southern Footy League, came away victorious on the weekend. So pretty happy with that. Leading into what could be a really big year for not only the Southern Football League, but a bit of a plug for our mates down the road too, because in the Great Southern, it's their 100th year celebrations as well. So. Looking forward to it.
I saw you at the 100-year celebrations of the Great Southern Footy League. How did you think that went? And did it give you guys any ideas about?
Mate, we don't need any ideas in the Southern Football League because they copied us, because ours has been going since 2007.
There you go.
But it was a really good day there, and some very worthy inductees into their Hall of Fame.
Was it any player movement over the summer? There normally is between clubs. Who picked up who and who went there?
Oh, well, your mate Jars, he's coaching down at Port Dalunga, so
yes,
he's brought a few with him. He's picked up a couple of good players from Strathalbyn, the Redden boys.
Because they've struggled a bit, haven't they?
They have, Port Dalunga. But on the back of that, they're going to be one of the big improvers. You bring a bloke like Andrew in who draws a crowd, etc. But on the back of winning the under-13s and under-15s, that keeps the club alive. And of course, we know at our standard, it's about developing these young players to eventually not only play it within our league, but to then go to South Adelaide, go to Glenelg or whatever. And then their dreams are, some of them, to go to the AFL. And a prime example of that was Jason Horne-Francis a couple of years ago. Started at Christie's, look where he is now.
And of course, Zane Kirkwood as well is lurking around the place. I'm surprised he's not playing.
He's had a lot of back issues, Baz.
Yes.
Okay. He's had an operation on his back late last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
but he's the new coach at Flagstaff Hill, who finished third last year. So watch for them to improve. They've picked up a few new players as well. And of course, big Sam Jacobs has decided he's going to pull on a red and blue jumper as well. So there's a lot of good things happening within the Southern Footy League.
Who's the improvers, mate? Tell me who's going to be there. I mean, last year we had Ranella, who were really good, we thought. They've lost a couple of players.
Well, Cam McCree started for Glenelg in the number one ruck position last week in their opening game against Sturt. Russell Van Vliet, who was the coach, and he's been in here before. He's now the reserve and assistant coach at Glenelg. So there's all those different pathways that we provide through the Southern Footy League. And look, Port Dalunga will improve, undoubtedly. Aldinga have picked up some good players. I think it's probably going to be one of the most even years that we've had for a long, long time.
Okay.
Cove have picked up a lot of good players as well. So from a league perspective, it's looking it was tight last year, but even more so this year. I think you want to bank your wins early, as the old saying goes, because it's going to be one of those years.
You mentioned that you're starting after Easter. That is the gather round. A little controversial. 3 leagues, country leagues. I think the York Peninsula, they're doing it as well. The River Murray League. So you guys have chosen to start that weekend as well. Yeah,
we have, and the reason behind that, Timmy, is we're a 9-team competition. We've got a lot of buys during the year already, and to fit another buy in, you would have one side that would play 1 week and then have 3 weeks of buys. Because we've got to have a buy for the country championships. We have a buy for the interleague game against Great Southern Footy League. And of course, there's that natural round by round by because we've only got 9 teams in the competition. So to fit another one in, we just couldn't do it. And at the end of the day, when we looked at the program for the gather round, the 2 Adelaide teams that would have most effect on us, Adelaide are playing on a Thursday night and Port are playing on a Saturday night.
Yep.
So it would be no different to a normal home and away weekend in the AFL. So we thought, well, why mess up our program?
Plus all the hotels are booked as well, so
Yeah, exactly.
no point.
We're going to ask about the beard. I'm sorry, Tim. I have to ask about the beard.
Yeah, right.
Because it's
Getting some length about it.
it is, and it's because you've obviously gone in to see a hairdresser or a barber. Barber, you still say barber these days?
Yeah.
And he's only done half a job. That's what what is going on here, mate? This is what I want to know, because it's getting longer and there's been no effort to trim it up or anything.
No, well, there's method in my madness there, Baz. As you know, last year, I initiated a men's march to stop violence against women.
Yeah, which was great.
Which was fantastic. We got a really good crowd down there at Beach Road in November. So it forms part of the 16 days of activism where we shed a light in the southern community about the violence against women and that sort of thing. And the organisers asked me, would I be prepared to grow my beard for another 12 months so they can actually, their favourite colour is orange, that's the colour that they choose.
Yeah.
So they want me to grow it for 12 months and then I'll dye it orange, they'll take a photo and then they'll put it up for auction to shave the beard off, and all money raised will be going to help the women's shelters in the southern community.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Well, I'm glad I asked that question.
When's the event?
That'll be in November, so it'll be after the footy season's finished.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we
You'll be tripping over it.
Start the process now. Well, I could do a pretty good comb over, I reckon. And I can save some for Baz when I do cut it off. But that's the whole idea about letting it get to the stage it is.
Excellent.
Okay, mate. Quick one before you go. Round 1. We got any bumper?
Well, of course, the Andrew Jarman's first gig in the Southern Football League is a night game.
Yeah.
And that's Port Noarlunga versus Aldinga. Tribe FM, who we do the local radio for, will be broadcasting that game live.
Okay.
And of course,
they're playing who?
Port Noarlunga will play Aldinga.
Okay, yeah.
And that is, of course, the Chris Leahy Memorial Round. And the Leahy family will be there to toss the coin for us. And again, a really good round of footy coming up.
Good one, mate.
It starts a week after Easter.
Can't wait for it, mate. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
Will do.
And that's going to be a great season, mate. Look forward to that. Back with more in just a moment.